The countdown to Christmas is well and truly on. The shops are busy, the airports are packed, and the fish markets are preparing for a marathon. Bianca Balzer is at the Sydney fish markets, where thousands are expected to purchase last-minute foods for Christmas.
100,000 customers are going to be coming through the doors here at the Sydney fish markets over the next 36 hours. Their seafood marathon has just begun. We are 2 hours in, and look at it, it's already bustling, but it is a well-oiled machine and everyone is coming in and out as quick as they can. They are expecting to sell 350 tonnes of seafood until 5 p.m. tomorrow. They've got prawns, oysters, lobsters, you name it. They have done the calculations as well to make sure everyone gets enough and there's enough to go around. 120 tonnes of prawns are expected to be sold, and let me tell you, I think they'll need it because it does seem to be the hot ticket item on everyone's shopping list this morning.
John Dory fillets, prawns. This is the first time at the seafood market. Just patiently waiting for this lobster roll to open up and enjoy the goodies.
Prawns, 4 kilos of prawns.
Barramundi. Prawns and oysters.
And if you're not shopping, you'll be sitting down and having maybe some fish and chips. I've actually got a prawn cocktail ready to go. What other time of year, except for Easter, of course, can you have a prawn cocktail for breakfast?
Yes, a 36-hour marathon of the seafood kind, certainly into its third hour. Well, joining me live is Sydney Fish Market CEO Greg Dyer. Greg, good morning to you. Yes, we just saw there plenty of people already out and about, and 33 hours to go.
Good morning. We're into the third hour and we're well off and running. So good early visitation so far. So we're really pleased with how things are progressing down here.
Well, it's been running for, 28 years. Certainly it sounds very popular. How many people are you expecting this year?
So it's a Sydney tradition, of course, and it's for many, of course, an intergenerational tradition of coming down and bringing, the kids down and so forth, and then it moves from generation to generation. We'll be continuing it through. This year, because it's a weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, we think that we might break some records. We're hopeful that we might, in fact, break through 130,000 people across the 36 hours in total. So it'd be quite extraordinary.
All right. So as we mentioned, 36 hours non-stop. What time would you, recommend people head to the fish markets?
Yeah, so middle of the day till 4 p.m. is probably going to be the really busy periods. Tonight should be a reasonably good time, and very early tomorrow morning. We're open obviously all the way through, so people can pick and choose. Any time between about 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning would be a pretty good time, I reckon, down here. But and it wins some brownie points with the family at home. You've got bragging rights around Christmas table, if you like, if you do that on behalf of the family, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now we heard, prawns, lobsters, oysters. Some of the favourites there. We heard from Peter McGoran. He loves the toothfish fish. So do you like that one? What are some of your favourites?
Oh, well, all of the standards. The snapper is wonderful. Barramundi, kingfish is a really good product. All of those fish sit really well as a centerpiece at a Christmas table. I don't really have any favourites. I like all of that product down here. We've got something for everybody, I guess, is the message that I'd like to put out there. There's something for every taste and for every budget, I guess. So it's an extraordinary array of seafood that we have down here. I think what we do better than anybody is really the variety and the number of species which are sold here on the site's pretty extraordinary. So and that's what people love, of course. They can make up their own minds about what they want to do with it and how they want to enjoy Christmas with this beautiful product we have.
Yeah, and you touched on, people's budgets with cost of living pressures. So many, of course, under pressure this time of year, hoping to purchase some of that seafood that you just mentioned. But how are we looking in terms of prices, and what are you seeing in terms of people with cost of living pressures and how they can shop?
So there's some product which, of course, the price spikes at this time of year. The big king prawns and the lobsters and so forth. They're very, very expensive. But there are, much more reasonable product available on a per kilo basis. And people, as I say, there's such a broad variety, and it's all really, really good. I think what people might be doing this year as well is just managing the size of their basket. So instead of economizing in terms of the nature of the product, they're probably economizing in terms of the size of the basket that they're carrying home with them. But each to their own. And this time is such a special time of year. We're expecting really strong trading across the 36 hours.
Well, yes, plenty of people heading there. And what will you be doing on Christmas Day, and what seafood will you be having on your table? Of course you will, won't you?
Yeah, so I'm going to be wandering around and having a look and see what's best, and see what the mood takes me. But we'll put some lovely fish on the centre point of the table. We'll do some prawns for preparation for entrees, and with some oysters. I'm a bit of an oyster fiend, I've got to say. I do love my oysters. And then it'll either be a kingfish or probably a snapper, something like that on the table as a bit of a centrepiece, I'd say.
All right. Well, Greg Dyer, thank you very much. All the best with your marathon at the Sydney Fish Markets, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you
So much, and all to your viewers as well. All the best.